Overconsumption is the new buzzword in the beauty community, and I am going to teach you how to not overconsume and use what you currently already have in your makeup bag from a pro MUA. First and foremost, let's use those old eyeliners and lip liners as eyebrow pencils. If you're not wearing dark brown on your lips any longer, go ahead and do a light dusting of powder on your eyebrows so the pigment isn't so heavy, and you can lightly fill in your brows with your old eyeliner or lip liner. You're cleaning up your eyebrows after you've already applied your eyebrow product. Go ahead and use any old foundations that don't match, any old concealers that don't match, instead of tossing them in a drawer and never using them again. Also, lid primer. Nobody is buying eyelid primer anymore. We are using any sort of concealer that we already own on our eyelids before we apply our eyeshadow. Number one, it's more pigmented. It covers any hyperpigmentation, any veins, discoloration that you have, and the eyeshadow just goes on seamlessly. You could also use an old foundation there as well. For eyeshadows, let's use those old bronzer palettes. This could be a lid color. This could be a transition color in the crease. You can use blushes. Any sort of blush would work as an eyeshadow. It works perfectly fine. As far as eyeliner is concerned, these days we're doing more of a smoky wing or more of a smoky liner. It's just a softer effect. So if you don't happen to have any liquid liner, go ahead and use a black eyeshadow or a dark brown eyeshadow. You may just have to put a little piece of tape here to make sure it's sharpened, but eyeshadow is working perfectly for eyeliner these days. You can also use lash glue as a brow gel. That's what I did today. I used this duo glue, the green one. I don't know why I've always used the green one and it works for me, so I stick with it. But you can use your eyelash glue as a brow gel. There are so many brow gels on the market. I have tried a lot of them. Most of them are shit. The ABH one, the new one in the tube, is literally the best that I found. It doesn't flake, it doesn't crust over, but $3, we all have lash glue laying around. Use it as eyebrow gel. As far as eyelashes are concerned, there are a ton of you that don't know that your lashes are multi-use. So all you do is grab a corner, peel them off, peel the glue off at the end of the night, and they're reusable. Until they gunk up or no longer hold their shape, you can continuously reuse eyelashes. I learned that a lot of you did not know this in my makeup classes that I teach. So yeah, save your coins. Okay, let's talk primer. I know that it is awesome to buy a new product. I'm a sucker for that, but we are trying to underconsume. So get your moisturizer and mix in a eyeshadow, a shimmery eyeshadow that's close to your complexion, crush it up, mix it in the moisturizer, and you have that glowy sort of elf, the elf products and Charlotte Tilbury products that are really popular that go under your foundation. You have the same glowy sort of primer base when you mix either a loose highlighter or a shimmer eyeshadow with moisturizer. 9 times out of 10, if you have really good skin, no skin issues, no pore issues, you're not super oily, you have normal skin or even dry skin, you don't even need a primer. You can save your money that way. Just simply use a moisturizer. For the girls that do have texture or large pores, that's a different story. You may still need a primer, and I wouldn't opt for anything glowy or anything mixed with a highlighter if you have large pores or super oily skin, because it will make it look worse. Another way, as far as priming the face before your base is concerned, if you have any old loose powders laying around that maybe aren't your complexion, you can gently pat a layer in your T-zone before putting on your foundation, and it will help absorb any excess oils in the T-zone. I do that for clients that are super oily, or if you know you're going to be wearing your makeup for a long period of time, just mattify the T-zone in this area. The areas that basically get oily after a few hours, gently dab the loose setting powder in those areas for longevity in your makeup. Also, not everybody needs an eye cream. Your moisturizer is essentially an eye cream. Your moisturizer can literally double down as an eye cream. Unless you have extreme dark circles or wrinkles or crepey skin, if you have fairly normal skin, you could literally just use your moisturizer as an eye cream. Those foundations that you have laying around that are no longer your shade, you can use them as concealer if they're 2 shades too light, or you can use them as bronzer if they're 2 shades too dark. In fact, I just did this on vacation. This is my foundation shade, and this is a deeper color that I have in this product. I literally bronzed with this. And then use this as my regular shade. You can use any highlighter that you have and use it as the most gorgeous shimmery eyeshadow ever. I do this all the time. I definitely use a lot of the Fenty highlighters as eyeshadow on clients. You can use these loose eyeshadows, these loose highlighters as eyeshadows. They're gorgeous. If you want to create your own bronzer or cream blush, you could, for bronzer, break up a powder bronzer, mix it with any sort of hydrating primer that you have, and create a cream bronzer that way. If you wanted to create a cream blush, you could either use lipstick, like a bullet lipstick from MAC or something, and apply it to your face as a liquid blush, or you could crush powder blush and mix it with primer or moisturizer. Most likely primer. The moisturizer doesn't set well, so any sort of primer, and you've got a liquid blush. Instead of throwing all of your old foundation shades in a drawer or away, buy mixing mediums. LA Pro Girl has mixing mediums: white to lighten foundation, blue to make a cooler tone. They have like an orangish yellow one to warm up your foundation if you've gotten a little sun. And I forget the other shade that they have, but the mixing mediums are a couple bucks. So instead of tossing your expensive foundations and not using them, just add a little mixing medium in them to create your own shade. I have used liquid lips with a dry finish, in particular the ABH liquid lipsticks as eyeliners. I've created wings on the top. I've used like the burgundy and red ones in the waterline, and then I just set them a little bit with a little eyeshadow, and they didn't burn my eyes. I had no issues whatsoever. I have purchased a couple of liquid blushes, one from Rare Beauty, and it was like, what, $40, that I'm just not gonna waste. So I actually use it as a little lip stain on my lips. The longevity isn't like super duper amazing, but a shade that I prefer on my lips versus my cheeks is a good way to utilize a product instead of wasting it. And as far as setting sprays are concerned, you can, just like we double mask these days, you can double set your face. If you have a setting spray that you're not particularly in love with, you could use that in a certain specific part of your face for whatever your needs are. For example, I tend to mattify my T-zone for longevity, and then setting sprays that don't have longevity or just they don't work as well. Maybe I'm just testing out a product to put in my kit. I use on the perimeter of my face because I really care more about the T-zone looking phenomenal. So you can like double set your face just to utilize the product that you have. I think that's it for now. Maybe I can do this as far as like hair care products are concerned or in some other area. Just let me know, or even skincare. But I hope this helps.